Schedule a free design consultation, and the more you buy, the more you'll save on blinds, shades, shutters, and more from Budget Blinds. Visit budgetblinds.com today.
So Moses, we talked a bit last night about a major shakeup for the Bobcats. It doesn't look like they were done though.
Oh, no. Sadly, they also traded a guy like Lyndon Springer, the team's leading scorer, not to mention Lucas Bench. That happened just a few hours earlier. Now, Bench is moving to Spruce Grove, while Springer is now a new member of the Brooks Bandits.
It was a shock that it was going to happen. There's talks from, late November on that this kind of stuff would be a possibility for us 20-year-olds. It's even though you see it coming, it's still not the funnest thing to deal with.
Springer will obviously miss his time here. The captain was a beast on the blue line, leading the team in scoring the majority of the season. Through 38 games this year, he's notched 14 goals and 17 assists for 31 points. But being a 20-year-old in the AJ, he knew his time was up.
It's inevitable, and you got to be able to take it with a grain of salt, or at least act like a professional about it when it happens. So, the coaches went about it with a great way with me. So, I can't be upset. I mean, initial response is obviously a little bit saddening, but they gave me a good opportunity in Brooks, so I can be grateful for that.
Lyndon's a player, obviously a local player that's played here now in Lloyd and represented this hockey team in the community and done so very well over the last 3 years. He's been a very impact player on the ice. He can take a lot of the credit for the way we've played and what we've accomplished thus far this year. Both Lyndon and Lucas Bench and the other 20-year-olds, Tyler and Eric, that moved on as well.
To talk more about the recent moves, we caught up with the Bobcats play-by-play commentator, Kyle Harris. Well, the Lloydminster Bobcats definitely made some news, some headlines yesterday with a pair of 20-year-olds shipped out. I'm with Kyle Harris, the play-by-play man for the Lloydminster Bobcats. And the first question for you is this a team that's kind of giving up on this season? It sounds ridiculous, but they had about 5 20-year-olds on this team. They're now only down to 1. Is it safe to say that this is a team that's moving on for next year, not really looking to make the playoffs or make a statement this year?
Well, I think when you look at the roster that they have right now, it's still a really competitive roster, and some of the younger guys get a big opportunity here, and we've seen benefits from that when when the coaches traded away Tyler Coons and Eric Terry, and it allows these younger guys to step up and get in bigger situations. And to answer the question about throwing in the towel, I don't think so. I mean, this is a team that's destined for the playoffs. They want to make a run at it, but obviously you have to try and put together the best team possible for next year when you're hosting a national championship.
It's going to be a little funny tonight because one of the guys they traded, Lucas Bench, well, he's going to be in the lineup tonight for the visitors, the Spruce Grove Saints. Does that make sense to you at all?
Well, I think it does in the sense that, you're getting value out of Lucas Bench. I mean, a lot of teams were after a 20-year-old center with a lot of, veteran presence, and they get a pretty good forward back in Taylor Latowski, and, whatever the future considerations are for next year, Gary Van Herway and Gord Thibodeau are obviously going to make it worthwhile.
So that move doesn't really surprise you at all?
I don't think so. I mean, from my standpoint, when you look at this club, you're sitting in second place. You have a competitive team, but you're hosting the national championship next year, and you have to build for that. Obviously fans are not going to be happy seeing some local talent go away, but at the end of the day, you need to put the best roster possible, and I think that's what the coaching staff is starting to build here.
You have one 20-year-old left in Devin Green, your netminder. The deadline day is Saturday. If you're the Bobcats and you get an enticing offer on your goalie, would you ship him out this season?
Well, I think if it's the right price, I mean, obviously you have a backup in Ryan Turnus, 17 years of age, and Devin Green is having a tremendous year right now, tied for the league lead in shutouts and putting together a career year. But at the same token, I mean, you need to have a steady goaltender, and Green still provides that, but you definitely need to get a goaltender back in return. At what price would you get for Devin Green? I don't know. I don't have those talks, but in my opinion, Devin Green is a guy that'll, give this team a chance in the playoffs, and he's done that every night that he's put in the net.
Thanks a lot, Kyle. We do appreciate it. We can say to you the Bobcats will be playing tonight, 7:30 against the Spruce Grove Saints. And again, Lucas Bench will be in the lineup for the visitors. To Junior B, the Bandits and Tigers renew their rivalry tonight in Vermilion. In the second of 4 meetings, the Bandits hope to bounce back from a 5-4 loss to Killam. Puck drop is at 8 o'clock. From facing off against the best team in the South to the best team in the North, the Baker Hughes Bobcats had quite the test over the weekend. The boys split both games, scoring big in a 7-4 decision against the Calgary Buffaloes. Then that followed up on the wrong end of the score sheet, 4-0 loss to CAC on Sunday.
Overall, if you would have, told me going into the weekend we were going to get 2 points, out of 4, I would have been probably pretty happy playing against 2 really good hockey clubs. And to get a win on Saturday was big. And obviously it was a little bit disappointing on the loss on Sunday, but we'll regroup and get ready for the weekend.
But there's no rest for the Baby Cats, as the second best team in their division, St. Albert, is in town this weekend. This will be the first meeting of the season. While the teams are fairly evenly matched, with the Raiders sitting 6 points up on them, St. Albert is entering Sunday's tilt with quite the momentum.
They're a big physical hockey team, hard-working hockey team. We're going to have to be at our best. We're going to have to outwork them in every area of the game and just be ready to play a full 60 against that hockey club. I think they're undefeated in December, so it's going to take a huge effort from all 20 guys.
We're going to have to lay off the turnovers. We had a couple last weekend. We're going to have to get pucks deep and go to the net and be physical because they're a physical team, so we're going to have to hit back.